Hey, folks! Look who I got.
Oh, hey.
So, I don't know if you were looking or waiting for Rick, but so good news on that front. Rick is. We gotta look at the camera.
I'm looking at the camera.
Rick.
I
Rick.
keep wanting to look over there, but
So I got my little laptop over to the side. So, good news. So Rick is getting his high-speed internet put in tonight. Actually, today. I don't think they're done yet.
they're not done. They're still out there.
And so he should be able to be back on next week and kind of get this train back on the tracks because his editing is much better than mine. So Paul is saying hello, Kimberly.
Hello, Paula.
So I'm gonna
I
get
got your
my.
book.
I told Paula that because Paula asked, has Kimberly started reading my book yet?
I have not.
I said, she reads like 5 books at a time.
I
So
do.
I don't think that yours has yet made it to the queue because she's got to finish one of those.
Yeah.
So
I listened to one on. I listen to an audiobook whenever I drive, and I usually have 2 or 3 other books going at the same time, and then sometimes up to 5. It's just something I do. I don't know why.
I don't know how, much less why.
It's just something I do.
I can't. I'm trying to bring on my. All right, so I've got the camera set up, and you'll notice we're in a different location. First time we've done a live outside of my office upstairs.
Yeah.
So we're out on a back porch, kind of looking back toward the.
You're looking back towards the buck pen. We're looking towards the side of the house.
Yeah, we're looking toward the back of the lounge chair in the living rooms where we watch our hockey games.
Yeah, go Bolts.
You're looking, yeah, go Bolts. So now it's tied 1-1. If you're on Michael Keener, go Bolts.
Yeah.
So what else we got on here? We got like 10 people on tonight. I figured the change up of the scenery would kind of be cool. So let me see who's on here. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do my phone at the same time I'm doing this. So who we got on here? Betty Jean, so one of our moderators, welcome. We got Nisi from Free Handly Made, welcome as well.
I can't see that far. So
Yeah, she's blind as a bat.
Yeah.
I married her anyway, though.
I have my contacts in and my close up, but
Paula Wells, one of our moderators. Welcome, Paula. Thank you, Paula. Nisi, she came out. I was asking about how she's feeling, and she's feeling a ton better. So prayers answered there. I'm happy for you, Nisi, and that is awesome. I think during the whole pandemic, starting around, when did I start getting tested? Like probably.
Oh my gosh!
March.
As soon as they said people had to start staying home.
Yeah, when people started staying, people said we stayed at home for like a first 6 weeks we closed our office, and then around about April or so, we opened the office back up.
But just us, we didn't let our employee come back.
And because I deal with the public, I started getting tested because I didn't want a lawsuit brought against me that I made somebody sick and got them COVID. So I think altogether I was tested 9 times, all the different modalities or all the different tests, and all of them came back negative, interestingly. But when I got the COVID, when I got the vaccine, then I got sick. Go figure. Really sick. Where I was out of commission for like 5 days.
Yeah.
So
he's not the type. When he gets sick, he'll kind of fight through it and just keep doing his thing. He's not one to. He does not sleep during the day. Period. And he slept for 3 days straight. He was down hard, and we don't know if maybe he had just come in contact with the virus before he had the shot, like just before, or if it was a reaction to the shot. So when I had the first one, I didn't have any reaction to. When I had the second one, I had a lot of gland problems in my neck and under my arms and stuff like that. So, and then not TMI, but I went for a womanly exam and was told that I needed to wait for that. Oh, hey, buddy!
Look, he's got internet.
So anyway, I went for an exam and I was told I needed to wait to have my annual mammogram done another few months because they were finding some women that had reaction to the second shot, a reaction where the glands were impacted, that it was messing with the mammograms that were being done. So they recommended to wait a few months. And I had not ever heard anything about that on the news or anything, so I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what I was told. But
welcome, bud. So they just
I'm super stoked to have my internet now.
yeah.
Did they just finish it?
Not too long ago. So yeah, he was it took him. I'm surprised that he was actually able to get it done. So I need to know if everybody can hear like an echo. Is it like?
No, you sound clean.
I don't hear an echo at all, and
Okay.
I'm using my laptop for audio, and I'm using the camera from upstairs, the HD camera hooked up to that USB port. So I'm working.
I'll let Paula be the judge.
Hey, Michael Harris.
So we got Kyle Randall. Kyle,
Outstanding.
you can bring whatever hunk of meat you want to with you to Florida. I will greet you with even wider arms than I would if you don't bring a hunk of meat with you.
Yeah.
But the bigger the hunk of meat, I might even kiss you. Now I don't know what you.
Oh,
I don't know how you
stop.
feel about that, but I might even kiss you if you bring a big old hunk of meat with you.
Now who is this?
Kyle and Paula are coming
Paula's
in September. So she contacted me and asked me if they could bring this hunk of brisket with them so we could smoke it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Bring meat.
That was one of my.
Yeah.
Paula texted Kimberly the other day, and she asked if I or Little Rick enjoys smoking. And that's like if I had if
meat.
I could only pick one hotness. Yeah.
Smoking meat.
You don't do
Yeah,
that.
me and Dad sit out back and just tote.
Kind of smoking. So, although that's now legal, it's going to be legal in Florida recreationally very, very soon.
Yeah.
That's not my. That's if I could only have one hobby, that would probably be it. Is smoking meat because I really enjoy it. I like the challenge. I love trying really difficult cuts, and I love kind of tinkering with my own rubs and stuff. And so
Yeah, well, we've got a few goats that we're taking to have processed in October because they're so far behind on processing that we have to now make appointments to do it. So I've got them scheduled for October, and I'm getting a couple of different cuts this time, so that he can on the goats, so that you can smoke them.
I think I had no fat in. I don't know how good that'll be. You're gonna if they go.
Yeah, but we're gonna have some porky. We can wrap some porky around it too.
If it goes south, she's gonna blame me for screwing up a really lean piece of meat. That's not gonna be.
This is how good he is at smoking meat. The other day we went to a barbecue joint and I got brisket, and I just I didn't like it. It just wasn't doing it.
Meat?
Because you smoked that brisket and it's good.
Yeah, that brisket, the only one that I remember actually, Dad, and it was not a failure by any means whatsoever, but whenever you tried to do the corned beef brisket, and it didn't, I mean, it was good. It was good, but it was more of an experiment than anything.
That was an experiment. I love corned beef and I love brisket. So I figure, well, I'm going to smoke me a corned beef brisket. It just didn't do it for me. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I figured it would have that corned beef flavor to it with a little bit of smoke, kind of to set it off. No, don't smoke corned beef brisket. Doesn't work well.
I gotta get close enough. So
all right, who else we got here? We got Maybe Crazy Homestead.
Oh, Kyle, we have a Traeger pellet smoker.
Michael Harris, my buddy, how are you? Jesus is Lord. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bradley White, welcome from down under, my friend.
Betty Jean said hey earlier to me. Hey, Betty Jean.
Who else? Tina Ladybug, welcome, Tina. What else we got in here? We figured we'd change up the scenery a little bit. Twin Brook Acres. Greetings, Earthlings. Greetings back at you.
I was actually thinking about doing it on the doing it out in the backyard, but it's just, I mean, you guys have a fan and stuff. It would just be entirely way too hot for me to be out there in the sun.
Yeah, it's hot out there.
But yeah, I figured I would do it like out overlooking the goat pasture in the back.
We got the fan blowing on us, so.
Well, in this heat, the goats are probably up closer to the barn right now.
Guaranteed. Yeah, I haven't seen them in the last couple of days come back here.
So Michael Harris, we had the vet out today. Take it away.
Oh, yeah. What? We had a vet come out and do health checks today on the girls that are going to Texas. So Michael Harris and his wife, Bobby, are coming over for a visit, and they're going to take some of our goats home with them. So because we're in Florida, a lot of states don't require the health certificate, I guess, but Florida is really, really strict on it. They will chase you down.
Yeah,
well, not only that, they require you to do it on the way in and on the way out.
They will literally chase you down to if you pass by.
Once you get out of Florida, you don't have to stop at another state border. At least on the East Coast that I'm aware of, you don't have to stop at another state border to be inspected. But if you have any form of livestock or agricultural commodity, you have to stop. So do not cross over the Florida border, in or out, if you got a livestock trailer, without stopping, because
whether the trailer is empty or not.
We were going north with an empty trailer, and we crossed over. I asked Kimberly. I said, "Well, we're empty. We have to stop." And
well, my understanding is that the new ag center, the new ag inspection, they can see if you're empty. I guess it's an infrared thing or something. They can see you're empty, but I guess I was wrong on that regard.
You know who they won't run down, Mama?
What's that?
They will not run down someone doing an illegal U-turn.
That is correct. They do not.
Yeah.
We were coming in from Georgia when I went and got my Nigerian dwarfs, which there's a video going to be coming out about Nigerian dwarfs.
Yeah, I got to get her out there and finish the one we started.
So, for those of you who know me as the crazy goat lady, I have acquired a very small Nigerian dwarf bird from a very close friend of mine, and we were bringing them back, and we stopped at the ag inspector, and while we were there, this woman pulls in, and she literally did an illegal U-turn right in front of the ag inspector, and they're law enforcement. They can pull.
Well, she was very well mannered, if you remember correctly. As she pulled up to the ag center, she looked straight over at the cabbage cop and went,
"Hey!"
That's what we call them. We have cultural cops in Florida. We call them the cabbage cops because they take their job very, very.
It's not derogatory whatsoever. It's just that's just what. I mean, I don't know. They have to probably call themselves cabbage cops, to be honest with you. But no, they're just agricultural inspectors. But Papa's right; they are very much so law enforcement.
We were headed north. This is 2 years ago or so.
Yeah.
Empty trailer, and I looked at Kimberly and I said, "Do we need to stop there if we're empty?" What do you think? Me being a man, what do you think my conclusion was? No, we don't have to.
I said we had to.
She said we should stop, and I said, "Nah, we ain't got to stop. We ain't got nothing in there." So we flew past the inspection station, and now we're up in Georgia, and we're probably 5 miles north on Interstate 95 into Georgia.
Yeah.
And what comes up behind me with flashing lights, just flying. He got
up behind us, and he goes, "Whoop whoop!"
He got like a car length behind me, and then we got the whoop whoop, and he flagged me over, and I stopped, and he said, "You know why I pulled you over?" I said, "Because I didn't go through the inspection station." And I ended up getting a warning.
Yeah, he did. He says to him, "Well, I don't have anything in my trailer." And the cop looks at him, he goes, "And how am I supposed to know that?"
Yeah, when I told him, he said, "I don't care if you got anything in there. You should have stopped." So when you're going through, all you got to do is tell them I'm empty, and they'll just breeze you right
Yeah,
through.
they don't even look.
It's the issue of the disrespect of not stopping at their inspection station, I think, is what got me.
So anyway, back to the physical. So we have to have a health certificate on every goat that is transported. So I had my vet come out today, check everybody. Everybody's healthy and doing well. And
how many goats are going to Texas?
So 7. No. Yeah, 7.
Hey, Bama, how are you?
Yeah, 7.
Who else we got in here? My Alabama Farm Life. Welcome.
5.
Bama Nola. Whoa, hello from New Orleans.
5 are going. 5.
Well, greetings from Northeast Florida. You know, nobody knows this except my son and select people, but we lived in New Orleans for a year. Actually, little Rick was born in New Orleans, and I love that city. It's one of my favorite cities in the entire country to visit. There is nothing at all like authentic New Orleans food. It's unlike anything else in the country. If you ever go to New Orleans, you got to get a po' boy, a shrimp po' boy, or an oyster po' boy. Yeah. And I'm not even a fan of and I'm not even a fan of oysters.
But we need to clarify that. If you go and you get a po' boy, like a shrimp po' boy or an oyster po' boy, don't go to a well-known big place.
Yeah.
Find an out of the way side street that's got these little dives.
Yeah, the best.
Oh my gosh!
The best po' boy we ever had in New Orleans was at a gas station on General de Gaulle Drive. If you know where that is, Bama Nola, it was a little gas station on General de Gaulle Drive.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal.
Good.
It was so big it fed both of us. We didn't have a proverbial pot to urinate in. And
no.
So we bought one po' boy, cut it in the middle, and it fed both of us.
Yeah.
She was pregnant. She wanted mine too.
Yeah. Gotta have some hot sauce on there though.
Kyle sent me a picture of this brisket. Holy goodness.
Oh man. Hello people.
So look at the size of that brisket. Kyle, I'm gonna have to invite some people. That's all there is to it. So
you're gonna have to invite some people. What are you talking about?
So we got Rick's family, we got us.
Like,
so I guess we'll have 5, 6, we'll have 9 people. All right, that'll work. We'll be able to feast on that.
That'll work.
I was about to say, don't invite too many. That'll be less for me.
Maybe I'll make them a cast iron skillet apple pie.
Oh man.
Who else we got in here? Let me find.
I gotta make one for Michael and Bobby when they come over.
I'm not good at multitasking this stuff. I am not a technician. All right, who else we got? David Outdoor 74. Hello, sir. Hello. David Outdoor says, I saw your videos on the best nest box. I bought one and didn't like it. Well, that's kind of a sore subject with me. I bought several and I didn't like it either. So thank you for that feedback. But here I don't want to bash the best nest box by any stretch. I think it's a good device. I think it's a good box, but you got to have the right setting for it to work. And we are completely free range. Yeah. And it did not work in our setting because our chickens,
to the point where now we don't even close the doors at night. We literally just
go wherever they want. So like we're doing our live, and I'm gonna check. So there's Rodney. He's coming to check out what we're doing. They just wander around wherever they want to go.
Now you messed it up.
That's all right.
No, it's still good.
Okay.
They just wander around wherever they want to go, and so I had a fella that contacted me who was doing a confinement chicken coop.
Yeah.
And because he got too many predators, and I said they work perfect for that application. So I sold 2 of my boxes to him just this literally last weekend.
Yeah.
Michael, don't tell everybody that pie's the bomb. We'll get too many visitors. Then I'll never get a piece of pie.
So
Mom's apple pie is awful.
Little Frenchie, welcome. Michael Harris says that pie is the capital BOMB. I would agree with that. She makes 2 of them, but it's got to be the apple crumb The apple crumb pie is by far the best. It's pretty phenomenal.
You think?
I think so.
Which one do you like better, Rick?
I think that he's referring to the one that he just doesn't know what to call it. He's not referring to the Dutch apple pie. He's referring to the one that's in the skillet.
Well, there's two of them. There's one in a cast iron skillet, and the other one you make with
and
just
the
crumble
skillet one.
topping.
The skillet one.
You like the crumble more than you like the casket or the casket.
It'll put you in a casket.
It'll put you in a casket. It'll put you in a casket to go to sleep.
Paula says, "Little Rick, you're breathing into your mic, silly. So stop heavy breathing."
It's just my mic. Hold on, I can adjust it a little bit.
Bamandola says, "When I lived in Alabama 11 years ago, we raised 4 goats. What is the popular goats now? Boar goats. by exponentially, they're more popular.
I think we are going to be showing a Kiko in this fair coming up. I don't know if Big Rick or Little Rick shared with you. Y'all have heard us talk about Pearl. I've done videos.
We haven't shared that.
I've done videos about Pearl and stuff like that.
Well, one of our very first videos where Madeline was showing in the fair.
Showing in the fair, yeah.
Yep. It was her blue ribbon.
Yeah, she won grand champion that year, and she recently passed away, and it was pretty rough. It was devastating. It was really hard. Madeline has retained Ruby from last year, from Pearl's kids, and she's been working a lot with Ruby. So we think we may be showing Ruby in the fair, but Pearl had a touch of Kiko in her, just a really small amount.
60-40.
She was still considered purebred, though, right?
No, she wasn't.
I thought she was considered purebred.
No.
I got to interrupt for a second. So the mods on the channel are having a love fest right now. They're saying how great each other are. Well, I'm going to tell all of my mods that you're awesome. That would include the ones that are on here, which are freehandly made, Betty Jean Holson, and Paula. So big hug to all of you. Now continue.
Suck up.
Anyway,
they do an awesome job.
Ruby's Pearl's kid out of Jarl, and so she is actually more Kiko than she is Boar, and so we think we may be showing her. And if we don't show her, then
Ruby is gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. She's
Ruby's gorgeous, and she has just enough. She has just enough boar in her to give her that like big bulky head. And she's also got enough boar in her to where she's got that
she's thick.
The big belly.
But yeah, so in answer to your question, boar goats.
But the trendy thing
trying to get Kikos.
The trendy thing within homesteading, I think, is probably the trendy thing. I think right now is Kikos. There's a big push,
there is, yeah.
But by far, there's. For every one Kiko farmer, you got 20 boar farmers.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people like to cross boars and Kikos, and you can actually do that and register them in NKR. But they want to cross the boars and the Kikos because with the boar you're getting the thickness and the stoutness of the goat, and the Kiko you're getting
the growth rate.
Parasites.
Kikos.
It's the good hoofs and whatnot. I
feel like Kikos grow a lot faster as well.
Kikos do grow faster than boars. So I know.
But they carry.
Hey, Crafty Hobbit.
The frame.
Hey, Crafty Hobbit.
Hi, Mommy and Daddy. the frame on a boar goat versus the frame on a Kiko goat is very different.
Yeah.
But when you And it looks like the boar goat carries a lot more meat on their frame because they're thicker, but research has shown that when you butcher them, you're actually getting more meat off the Kiko. It's just displaced differently than it is on the boar goat. So
Yeah.
David Outdoors. I think we're somewhere in the neighborhood. I mean, it's changed. We got some chicks, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood around 80, 85 right now, I think.
It's probably, with the chicks it is.
I think we got 20 up front and 60 in the back.
We started with 11 chicks 2 weeks ago. 3 were hatched out from the front coop, and these are all accidental chickens. These are not intentional births.
Accidental chickens.
These are accidental chickens, and 8 from the back coop. And again, they're free range. They lay eggs and nest wherever they want to. So from that, altogether there was 11 babies. We moved them all to the front coop, and again, I kind of talked about this last week. So if you get offended, I'm sorry. We don't baby pamper or take special precautions for our animals beyond our livestock guardian dog. So we're not going to take our little chicks and put them in an isolation brooder and catch them and nurse in them. If you survive, you survive. If you don't, then you become part of the food chain.
Right.
So from that initial 11 chicks, I think we're down now to 7.
Yeah.
So the rest have probably been picked off by ospreys, if I had to guess.
No, I don't think the osprey's been coming. I think it's those 2 hawks that we get out here.
So there's red-tailed hawks and ospreys that nest in the tree line next to the coop. But the rest of them have become really super hardy, and now they can jump in and out of the coop at will, and they kind of stay in there, and they stay with the big birds, and they've learned how to kind of protect themselves. It's kind of cool to watch. Before they would just run willy-nilly all over the yard. They don't do that anymore. They are within inches of the hens, and they don't leave their sides.
And Rodney is he's the rooster up in the front coop. He's very very protective of his hens. I had a guy come out today to give me a quote on doing some work out here at the house, and he gets out. The first thing he says is that an attack rooster? Makes me laugh, So I said, no. As long as you stay away from the hens, he won't do nothing. If you go near the hens, he's gonna fluff up and he'll come running at you, but he won't. He won't peck your.
Yeah, he's a special bird. He only has, like Papa said, he only has about 20 hens that he guards. But he does a damn good job guarding those 20 birds that he has, where you got Doofus in the back. And Papa always jokes around and says that we have a good coop and a bad coop. So you got the good coop up front, and then the bad coop, which is Doofus and all of his hackle of hens. David Outdoors, you say that you're up to about 65 birds and you're getting 30 dozen a week. First question, how long have you had 65 birds? And then 2, during the wintertime when they start to molt, because I don't know where you're at. Do you know where David's at, Dad?
No, Paula Wells is going to keep asking me the same question. She said, I have a bone to pick. Why is your room not unpacked?
I'm asking David so he can go ahead and respond to these, and then I was going to get back to Paula. But no, the reason why I asked David is we're, of course, Northeast Florida, and we have, like I said, about 80 birds, 85 birds. And during the wintertime, and ours are free range, like Papa had said. So we don't coop them up and keep them in one spot. So they have very few places that they can go ahead and decide to lay. It's kind of like they have their designated spot. And we dwindle down a lot in the wintertime as far as what we get. So yeah, how long have you had 65, and then what do you get during the wintertime? Paula. All right, so this is my office. This is Chelsea's desk back here, and then this is my desk right here. And I got my little farm doors closed, even though I have no kids in here. But yes, this whole thing will be redone and made nice and pretty and cool and all those cool things. Chelsea wants to decorate that side of the office, and I have already told her no. It's all mine. She's just renting a desk space behind me. But no,
aren't you glad she ain't watching the live?
I'm only talking like this because she's at church and she's not allowed on her phone. But But no, we'll get all this stuff done, and it is actually unpacked. Like the rest of our house is unpacked, Paula. This is the only spot in the house that's not unpacked because Lala had the brilliant idea, which it actually was brilliant, to go ahead and put all of the stuff that we have no space for yet, or we don't have a designated spot for, go ahead and place that in here. So that's what all that junk is over there. There's a lot more that you can't see.
One room contains all the stuff, and then you go through a box at a time.
And we have been. I mean, that it was 3 boxes high. Now there's only 2 boxes that are 2 boxes high, or two sections that are 2 boxes high. But it'd be pretty cool. One thing y'all don't know about me, I have a bunch of comic books that I've had for a really long time, and I've never known what to do. And these are like really, really, really cool, like 1st edition, 2nd edition, 3rd edition comic books. And what I'm going to do is that back wall back there, I'm going to hang them to where they go across the whole wall, Dad. I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. You could make a rack to do that.
Yeah.
David Outdoors is in Syracuse, New York.
Ooh, home stomping grounds.
So we kind of know that area, David. Kimberly and I grew up in Western New York, and I used to go to Syracuse when I was in high school. We would go to Syracuse once a year in wrestling to go get our butts kicked by Baldwinsville High School. I think we were just kind of like one of the training teams because we didn't even win a match. I mean, they were perennial powerhouses in the state of New York, and we got killed every year. But we got to wrestle in the Orange Dome, and it was pretty awesome. John,
he says he gets 25 dozen. I'm assuming 25 dozen in a week, even during the wintertime.
In a week or in a day?
We're getting probably.
Or no, it'd have to be a week if you've only got 65.
Yeah,
I don't do chickens.
We don't capture all of our eggs, but we probably are still getting about. We don't know where all of them are. We find obviously because they're completely free range and they're building nests elsewhere. We get about, I would say, 35 dozen a week, and then we sell most of that.
Yeah.
And it drops significantly in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But we change the feed around. We give them a much higher protein feed in the wintertime than we do in the summer. Right now they're on a 16% layer. In the wintertime, they go on a 22% grower with calcium supplementation all winter. And it works really, really well.
Where's Baldwinsville, Dad?
Baldwinsville is the high school that would kick our butt every year. We grew up, David Outdoors, in Hornell, New York, which is right along I-86 around Alfred, New York. People never know where Hornell is.
You grew up in Hornell. I grew up in Alfred.
So
David grew up in Beeville.
That's Baldwinsville.
Yeah, so we're from Jayville, and he's from Beeville.
Oh, John, will it grow? Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Who else? LG Homestead. Welcome.
It won't grow if I touch it.
What?
Anything.
That's not true.
Any type of plant.
Dad's love for you grows every time you touch him.
Oh, he's not a plant.
Ricky, stop that. Funny, inappropriately funny.
Well.
Oh, that was a joke. I wasn't saying. Never mind. All right.
Wow, Rick.
Crafty Hobbit says, Rick, keep your day job. If you guys don't know, Crafty Hobbit is my daughter, and out in Seattle. So welcome. So what else we got to chat about? I made a little list of
I gotta tell you, I'm just gonna tell you this. Crafty Hobbit is my daughter too. So she calls me this week.
What did I say? My daughter?
My daughter. Yeah, claim it. Anyway, she called me this week with my little granddaughter, and my little granddaughter counted to 105 by 5s. Made me really super happy and proud, but it made me really sad too because she's so far away.
Freehandly made. I've been to Syracuse, New York when I was in high school. I graduated from Rome Free Academy High School in Rome, New York. Well, I know where Rome is too. We used to go there for a track meet every year up in Rome. All right, so we got a big milestone coming up next week.
Yeah, big milestone.
What is it?
Big, heavy, weighted, giant stone. We've been married 35 years.
Next week.
Yeah.
Could you believe that?
35 years. Yes.
I met this crazy woman when I was 14 years old.
I was 13.
And we've been together ever since.
Yep.
And we've had 2 children, one a hobbit and one a
giant.
And one a giant. It's
I left because I accidentally made an inappropriate joke.
What do you call the crafty hobbit? What do you call in Hobbit world? What do you call the giants?
Cool.
So we have a hobbit and a troll for children. Is that what they're really called?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I guarantee you Rebecca will know. If she doesn't, she'll get with Steve, the nerd husband.
Yeah, so next week is our anniversary, and we are going camping up in Southwest Georgia.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Have a good one.
Next week, and looking forward to that. Gonna do some hiking in a canyon. What's the canyon?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's supposed to be like, it's kind of funny. They make the claim that it's the Grand Canyon of the East, but then Letchworth State Park up in New York makes that same exact claim that their park
really pretty,
is the Grand Canyon of the East.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen pictures of both, and I think the Grand Canyon or the Letchworth up in New York is probably more apt to take.
If you ever get the opportunity to go to Letchworth State
Park, it's in the
Western New York.
Finger Lakes region of New York State. If you ever have the opportunity to go there, you will absolutely love it. So Michael Harris says, congratulations.
Hey, Gail, Southern Living.
Paul says Goliath. Okay, so we have...
Rebecca says rock giants and orcs.
Orcs.
Oh, right. You're an orc.
So you were an orc, Rick, and she's...
I think I would rather be a rock giant, I think.
No, you're an orc.
I'm gonna call you
she's a hobbit.
I'm going to call you an orc. So
I would rather be an orc, and then you can call me rock giant.
So we've had 35 years of marriage. My Lord, 35 years. I don't know which one to feel bad for.
Hello, Stephen Lee.
But
Steve said hey.
But that's what John does, is he insults people.
Oh, is Steve on too?
No, Rebecca said Stephen Lee said hi, Mama and Father.
Gail, Southern Living. Gail, welcome.
Where are you at, Gail? She says she's out of town.
Nisi from Freehandly Made says congrats on 35 years. So, it's kind of funny. When we first met each other, we met when we were 13 and 14 years old.
Yeah.
And
Dad wanted to date Mama's brother.
Yeah, we started dating, and we lived in a Jade's house, so her parents had to take me back and forth to see her, and we met at the local swimming pool, and it's like they both said you can't get married. You're not going to ever get married. So I basically got a ring for her out of a bubble gum machine when I was in the 12th grade before I went into the Navy. And it was kind of them little rings that you pull apart. And I bought that ring out of a bubble gum machine, and I gave that to her as an engagement ring. And then I left and went into the Navy. So she was still a senior in high school, and so as soon as she graduated, we obviously stayed in touch the whole time that I was her senior year. And then as she's getting ready to graduate, we start communicating, well, when can we get together? I knew when her graduation was, and I arranged training up in Norfolk, Virginia. And so while I was going to Virginia, my parents were coming from New York to see me in Virginia, but I didn't know that. It was a surprise. So while they're driving, I'm flying to Rochester, New York to get married to her the next morning. Yeah. And her parents didn't know until the day before. My parents didn't know at all. And her grandmother forged the paperwork to waive a blood test for her. So I don't even know that I'm legally married to this woman.
You are.
I don't know that I am.
You are.
I don't know.
So my grandma was a sneaky little lady. She was just a little tiny thing. And she just loved Rick. She just loved him to death. So that's what I always called her, was my grandma. So my grandma, she knew an attorney. And I told her, I said, Rick wants, we're getting married when Rick comes home for my graduation.
Hold on. Big one. It's the big one. John said, fantastic, fun story. Love it. John said something nice, people. John from Willow Grove said something nice.
So anyway.
Paul says statute of limitations probably comes into play here, thus it's legal.
So my grandma knew an attorney. And back then you had to have, they still wanted you to have blood tests. And so he wasn't getting in until the night before my graduation. And my graduation was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So he was flying in Friday. I graduated at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. And then he was going to fly out Sunday night to go back to Virginia because he had to be back for training. So I went to my grandma and I said, you know, we want to get married while he's here. What should we do? So she called a friend of hers who is an attorney, and she talked to him, and he drew up some paperwork. And she forged a signature on it. We got the blood test waived for both of us, and then I told my parents because I felt so guilty about them not knowing. And
she was 18 by this time.
I was 18. I was old enough, but I felt really guilty. And my grandma, the sweetest thing.
Your dad hasn't come on yet. Your dad will be on here, so you
I know my dad's gonna come on. But my grandma, she talked to me and she's like, you know, you probably ought to tell your mom and dad, but if you don't want to, it's okay. But I ended up telling them. My mom stood in as my maid of honor, and my dad gave me away, which I'm so thankful that I told them. But we got married by the mayor at City Hall at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I graduated from high school at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
So she graduated from high school, a married woman. She's the only one in her class, so yeah. I don't know if that's good or everybody was convinced that there was a bundle of joy coming soon, and I'm like, dudes, I haven't even seen her in a year. And it's like our little bundle of joy didn't come along for 3 years.
No, 2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
So I think we've already discussed it on a previous live, but it's definitely one of my favorite. I have 2 favorite stories. I would like Mom to tell one, and then I'll let Dad tell the other. So, Mom, I want you to talk about when Dad was asking you about your sister.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Dad, I want you to talk about you and Mom's first movie date.
Oh.
Those are good stories.
Okay.
They are great stories. Mom, go.
So hold on. So John says I'm always nice. John, you are. I'm only giving you crap, man. You know, I love you, man. I love your channel. You know, and you just have that Cape Cod style about you. So, all right, go ahead.
Don't do that again. So
Northeastern, Boston.
So Minnesota.
Simply Jan. So Jan's on.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
So anyway, the story Rick's talking about is we were at the swimming pool. Like Rick said, we met at a swimming pool when I was 13. He was 14. And my mom worked at a textile plant not too far from there. So she would drop us off at it was a public pool. She'd drop us off there, and we'd spend the whole day swimming. And then
imagine doing that
now.
Imagine doing that to your kids now. You go to work, you drop your kids off at the pool, and then get them up when you get off work.
So I mean, you can't, you know. So we were swimming, and I had never seen him at the pool before. I'd been going all summer, and it was towards the end of the summer, and he kind of started talking to me a little bit here and there, making jokes and stuff, and my brother was there, and it was the time of mullets and perms, and my brother has
Michael Jackson was
really nice blonde hair and blue eyes, and he was quite the chubster.
He was beautiful.
He had.
Are you gonna let me tell this story?
Well, he had.
I'm not gonna interfere when you tell your story.
Yeah, you will. He had little 11-year-old man boobs.
He had
little
man
boy boobs.
Anyway, so he wore a T-shirt over his swim trunk. Anyway, and he had a mullet, a real nice one down to his shoulders, and had it permed. And so Rick, trying to make conversation, kept asking me about my sister. And I'm thinking, I don't have a sister, so I don't know where he come up with that. And I'm just like, and finally I said, who are you talking about? And he said, well, isn't that your sister? I saw you with her earlier today. And I was like, that's my brother. And he was so embarrassed. But yeah.
And it was a match made in heaven since.
It was.
But
it took me a while to tell Jimmy that he called her a girl.
But he had that 1980s perm that looked like Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
So this is a blue-eyed, blonde, white kid with Michael Jackson hair.
Yeah.
I mean, he was right out of Thriller.
Yeah.
So all right, E.T.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, you can tell your story now.
Jan says, Rick putting the moves on Lala, rolling on the floor laughing. All right, so it was
if you want to call it the moves.
So, I didn't have very good moves. I mean, the day that I
you still don't, baby.
The day that I met her, we left the swimming pool and we went to this little park adjacent to the. This is before ET. So this is amazing that she's still with me given these issues. So
he was hot.
So we go to this little park that's adjacent to the swimming pool, and I'm going to show off. So there's some kids over there playing football, touch football, and so I get into this game, and this is like early '80s. So you're kind of on the tail end of those '70s shorts.
Shorts.
Yeah,
the shorts.
The cotton shorts with the little white outlines going down the side, but they
were short.
They weren't like polyester today that stretch. So I go down.
These were cotton.
I go down in the squat position, and I'm the quarterback. I've worked my way into the quarterback position or the center position. I worked my way into the position, so I go down to hike the ball to the kids playing quarterback. And as soon as I go over, I split it. I split my pants from the top to the bottom, and I stood up really quick, and I said, I got to go. I just ripped my pants.
It wasn't the top to the bottom. He split them from the front waist all the way down and up the back to the back waist.
I said, I gotta go change my shorts. So I'm convinced she's gonna run for the hills. I'm never gonna see this 13-year-old girl again, and she's gonna take off. I'm never gonna see her again. So I get on my bike and I ride like that scene from The Wizard of Oz right at the beginning where the Wicked Witch is like riding like crazy to go to my house. I put my new shorts on, I go back, and she's waiting for me, and the rest is history.
I was sitting on the picnic bench right where he left me.
So
that's not the ET story.
That's not the ET story.
No.
So several weeks later.
No, it wasn't that long.
It was too. Your parents were pretty strict.
So I did have to talk my dad into it.
All right. So a few weeks later, we're going to go on a date, and she spent the night at her grandmother's house in the adjacent little town, and we're going to see E.T. So that's how long we've been married. That's the very first date we ever went on was E.T. So we go in there, and the movie comes on, and we're both watching E.T. And I'm on the inside, and I've got my right, and she puts her hand on my.
I did not put my hand on your knee.
See, you said you weren't going to interrupt me. It's my story.
If you're not going to tell it,
Mom,
right.
this is Dad's story.
My story. You said you weren't going to interrupt me.
Mom, it's Dad's story.
I did not have my hand on your knee.
He did not interrupt you at all during your story, Mom. Let him tell his story.
Did we kiss, John? Well, John, I'm going to plead the fifth there because that could get me into trouble. Yes, we kissed. All right.
He kissed me on the cheek later that night.
So she put her hand on my knee, and I had a hole in my pants and my knee. This little tiny hole in my knee, and she took her finger and stuck it in that shirt.
I said I did not put my hand on his knee. I did not. I had noticed he had a hole in his knee, and he was just kind of like sitting there like this. So I reached down and I said, "You have a hole in your pants."
So really loudly, and it wasn't yelling, but it certainly was not quiet talk. I said, "Get your finger out of my hole," and literally, you could see all the heads swing around and just look at us.
And I thought to myself, what in the HE double hockey sticks am I doing in a movie theater with this dude?
It's like nowadays, or not nowadays. Like whenever I was going in school, the funny thing is to like be in the middle of class where it's everybody's quiet, and then go, "No, I will not make out with you."
Yep.
It's the equivalent thing. Get your finger out of my hole.
That was so. I was so embarrassed.
Jan says, "Good move, Lala."
What's a good move? Oh.
Getting me, of course.
Oh, yeah. You think so?
I'm just interpreting.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Jan, I'm gonna need you to do something. I'm gonna need you to stop making Papa's head as big as it as you are right now, because then Lala's gonna have to lube the side of the doors to get him back inside.
Then she says, "Oh my gosh!" So I'm right. I'm right. Oh my gosh! She just confirmed it. So, James Petway, how are you, sir? Welcome. See, look at Jan's like, these are all acknowledgement, happy laugh faces from Jan. I'm right.
She's laughing hysterically at you.
I know. Thanks and hey. So those are all happy faces. She's laughing. All right.
That's a bug.
So we're going camping next week. We're going to do some hiking.
Yeah.
We're going to do
maybe some fishing.
Possibly some fishing.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go to a bourbon distillery and do a tour of that in a brew house. In a brew house that they got up there.
So did you guys tell me this?
Yeah, you're watching the goats. You already told me you would.
You really? Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew about this. I bet. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Chelsea will confirm.
I'm sure she'll tell me that I didn't listen to you.
It's in Omaha.
And she'd be right.
Omaha, Georgia. So Jan says, "Rick, you have been extremely blessed with Lala." Jan, I will be the absolute first person to say you're absolutely correct. I am a blessed man.
I think it works both ways.
Missouri is close to that place, just saying.
You two get a room.
It's Omaha, Nebraska, Jan. It's Omaha. It's Omaha, Georgia. That's not close.
I don't know. I bet Omaha, Nebraska would be really, really nice to go camping in right now.
Maybe.
Probably so. What else we got in here? We're talking about.
I know in Florida and Georgia and Mississippi and Alabama and like Louisiana and stuff like that. It is. Ugh. I got to work today, and it was supposed to be like a relatively easy day. And I got there, and my colonel like dropped a whole bunch of stuff on me, and I had a ton of stuff to get done with. And then I told him, I was like, "Hey, I got to be back so I can get this Comcast stuff done at the house." And he's like, "Okay." And then one of the other bigwigs came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I need you to run and go grab something for me at the depot." And I was, oh. It was a long day. I had one of those sweat collars.
Silhouette Park Farm, Nettie and or Adam, welcome. Sorry I missed your live yesterday morning, but things happen. Hopefully work's going to settle down over the next couple months. At least I am hoping. So I mean, it's been insane. So I say this every week. I apologize. I have not been on a lot of lives, but it's just not possible. It seems like I get home, and by the time, even Lala, by the time she gets home, she comes back in from chores at 8:00 and we go to bed at 10. So it literally gives us hour and a half, 2 hours a day just to kind of.
Well, I ain't going to lie. I have been watching hockey.
Yeah, we've been.
Like, nonstop.
We've been watching hockey.
Yeah.
The other day, I don't think I brought this up to you, but me and Chelsea, when we were doing our walk, and we walked into the front, and you're making the dogs. Well, y'all were watching hockey, and it was quite hilarious because I was by the pond. And if you guys don't know the layout, there's a lot of people that haven't been here at the farm. If you don't know the layout, the pond sits probably about 50 yards from the front door. And Lala and Papa have like a big fiberglass door. Like it's made to look like wood, but it's fiberglass, and it's big. It's probably probably 1 3/4 inches thick. It's a thick, heavy door. And we were at the pond, and all I heard was yes, and that was you.
I know.
We heard you from the pond 50 yards out and from inside the house.
You should have heard me last night. Last night was awesome, wasn't it, Michael Keener? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So we had some hard hitting hockey last night.
Nisi says this free handling made all the campsites here in Montana are booked past July already. Yeah, and that's why
they are.
We book when we're going camping. We don't do it on a whim. We generally will do it usually at least 3 months in advance.
We're going to one up in East Georgia, up near the South Carolina line called Mistletoe. We're going there with my brother and sister-in-law. They bring their fifth wheel down and stay on the property because we got hookups out here for them. And they stay for a few weeks, and then on the way back up to New York, we're traveling up a little ways with them and camping for a few days. And we booked that 6 or 8 months ago.
Well, there's like this time of year. Now, granted, you're gonna have summer in Florida. There's still crazy people that do it. But for the most part, like camping in Florida during the summer is left to like the RV gods, the ones that like pull up in their fifth wheels, or the ones that pull up in their really, really, really nice bumper poles, or the what do they call them? The motorhomes. Yeah, they're the ones that usually are camping in Florida during the summertime. But you still got a couple that'll go out there in tents, and more power to you, buddy. But no, in Florida, it doesn't matter if it's January, it doesn't matter if it's July or August. It is, if you wait until the last minute, you will not find a campsite in Florida at all. And that's like, you can look it up statewide, Mom, because that's what we were doing. It was like 2 or 3 months ago for Rick Isaac's birthday, thinking about doing something for them over the summer, and you can't find anything. Like, and I'm talking about, I was looking like a month out, 2 months out, and you couldn't find anything. And I was looking statewide. I wasn't even looking just in Northeast Florida. I was looking statewide, and it was like you could find them, but most of them were. And I'm not a huge fan of Florida state parks. I lean more on like what Lala and Papa do, which is travel to Georgia to do most of their camping. Because if y'all have never visited a Georgia state park, they are amazing in comparison to a lot of others. But yeah, in Florida, I mean, it's insane. You can always find campsites at like Silver Springs or Salt Springs. And stuff like that, but those are like privately ran campsites with lots.
I'm not real big into KOAs and stuff like that.
Twin Brook Acres are joining. So, hey, Rick, how are you, sir? Welcome. And we've got a visitor in here from England. The little farmer's farm. Hello, y'all, from Tony here in Manchester, England. So
very cool.
Welcome, Tony, from across the pond.
Yay!
Good to have you.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean so we're doing that, but
that is not true. Jesus is Lord.
What's that?
If you aren't sleeping on a sandbar down by the river, you are not camping. That is not true.
I disagree with that. Jesus is Lord.
We are glampers.
Yeah, try sleeping on a sandbar in Florida by the river.
Yeah.
You will be non-existent by the morning. All of your blood will be gone.
You're either gonna wake up with some gator teeth or snake or something.
Yeah, I mean, I was tent camping in my 20s. In my 30s, we moved to a
rented cabin.
A rented cabin, and in my 50s now I'm in a camper. So that's been my progression. I could not be in a tent nowadays on the ground in a sleeping bag.
Everything in Georgia is amazing. Yeah.
Hey, doing it, Redneck. How are you?
Yeah. Get older,
So we're about ready to wrap this up, but I wanted to we haven't done this in 6 weeks, and we're going to give a shirt away. So here's the deal. We're going to drop the email link. So one of the mods, if you can put in Lala at thelalafarm.com as the email, If you are the winner and I announce you as the winner, then you need to send me an email with your color, with your design preference, the color, and the size. And if I don't get an email from you, I can't chase you down because I don't have time to do that no more. So you got to send me an email with the design, color, and size preference. Okay. So here is
the email address is lala@thelalafarm.com.
and
Yep.
then
Paul
is going to drop, if you could, or one of the other mods drop the merch. There you go. She's reading my mind. The Teespring merch location, which is teespring.com stores the Lala /the Lala Farm.
Yeah.
Here's the question. And you can't type in multiple answers. Well, I'm just going to give the shorter one. So, what is the oldest branch of the United States military? What is the oldest branch of the United States military?
I want a shirt.
You've got every design that comes out. You design them.
There you go.
It is the Army. That
Yep.
is correct. So, Paula, send me your preferences. All right, since Paula got that,
Do another one.
we're going to do another one. All
What's
right.
the second oldest?
This one is harder, okay? And you've got to put all of the answers in your response. You can't have 7 responses or 6 or 5. It's all got to be in the same response, okay? Here's the question. So this is in the composite, and don't get technical with me. There are, generally speaking, generally acknowledged 7 branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. What are those 7 branches? 7 branches. What are they? And while people are, here's the
I'm
thing.
watching.
You know the answers?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you pull it up?
No.
Well, do you know all 7? I'd be surprised if you knew all 7.
I would too. Oh, what do we got?
Paula Wells, you got most of them.
This one. Oh, I hided somebody. Who did I hide?
Got Mom. Yep, you're missing one.
It was
Crafty Hobbit, you're missing.
No, this person here got it, and I messed them up. Can you bring that one up, Rick?
It is up, but they didn't get it, Mama.
Oh.
There's 7. Generally speaking, 7 branches. Now you can make you can make a technical argument.
No, I think the one that says show is not
1, 2, 3, 4.
that one right there.
There are 7, guys.
Right there.
Crafty Hobbit, Navy, Army,
Don't say it.
Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Nash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Army, Marine. Well, she doesn't have one.
Oh, that's right. You're missing one.
She's missing one.
Got to have it all in the same answer, not 2 or 3 answers. Same answer. And while we're doing this, I want to thank all of our armed forces and
Crafty Hobbit got, but it's not in one. It's not in one.
It's all got to be in one.
It's got to be in one. One response.
Forest folks.
Yeah, she did.
There you go. Twin Brooks. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force, and National Guard.
Twinbrook Acres got it. So that's the 7. The Army.
You really thought I wouldn't be able to go? I wouldn't be able to. I didn't know all those.
Anyway.
Most people don't.
Most people right now. Most people would either get National Guard wrong, or they would not include Space Force.
Right. Well, technically, the National Guard is not a national part, but it's governed by the Department of Defense through the cooperation of the state government. So Rick,
It's considered a branch.
Shoot me an email. Look at the link, the merch link that Paula had dropped. That if you can go get your design preference, your size, and the color, then we will get that ordered for you. Yeah, Crafty Hobbit, you got lots of shirts. I think you can get one. I'll give you one since
you'll get one.
I got lots of tax write-offs for you for 18 years, so I'll give you one.
Yeah, now that I got internet back here, I'm now that I got internet back at the back one, which me and Chelsea have deemed it. I should be able to start working a lot more on things. So it was just a pain in the butt to come and like be there and then leave Chelsea back here with all three of the minions.
All right, so that is
Paul, the Space Force is fake.
Huh?
Space Force.
Simply Jan said, Paul, the Space Force is fake.
All right, so Crafty House says I trade you a grandbaby for a shirt. I'll give you 10 shirts if you'll give me one of the babies.
Is that Rebecca said that?
No, she said she would trade a grandbaby for a shirt. I want both of them.
Thank you.
I can't choose between one or the other.
I'll give you 50 shirts per kid.
Yeah, I'll give you a shirt if you give me both of them.
And all we need them for is a weekend.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and sign off. This was fun. I enjoyed this. This was a lot more leisurely. This was fun. We're going to do it on the front porch overlooking the pond, but it's just too darn hot out there.
Yeah.
Who created the British sass? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what the British sass is. What is the sass?
That's British. The SAS is equivalent to our SEALs.
Oh.
Yeah. It's their what?
Did you learn that by playing video games?
I know a lot more about this stuff than you give me credit. No, British SAS is equivalent to our Navy SEAls.
Credit. I give you lots of credit. You're my orc.
I watch just as many military movies as Dad and documentaries.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and log off for tonight. This was fun. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye, everybody.
Hopefully, in the coming weeks, we can spend some more time on some of your lives, and it's just we got to find the time to do that. It's been very, very tough, but in any case, we so much appreciate you stopping in, spending the night with us. Spending your evening with us, and hopefully we can kind of get back into the groove of doing some giveaways. It just takes time to come up with the answers and kind of do some planning for that, because I just don't like pulling things out of the air. But Paula and Rick, if you will send me an email with the design preference, color preference, and size, and we'll get it ordered into you. Other than that, always remember, folks, treat others as you would like to be treated. I had to open this up. I didn't do it, but we normally do it right at the beginning. Please remember and thank all of our U.S. Armed Force members, present, past, and future, and first responders in this great United States of America, and around the world. So please remember, folks, treat others as you would like to be treated. Good night, folks.
Be
Take
kind
care.
to each other.
Night, guys.
Good night.